2026-27 Premier League season is about to start. Actually, it's going to start tomorrow with the first game. I believe it's Arsenal against Coventry. This is a video where we will predict the Premier League standings. The winners, Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, relegation zone, everything. I decided to do it with the FPL page. If you guys don't know, you have the Premier League table predictor. I think you win a jersey or something. I for a grand prize. I don't know what the grand prize is. I haven't checked really. I just saw that this was an option and I was like, why not? Everyone plays FPL. Everyone has probably made their teams, picked their players, the captains. Hey, maybe even some power-ups for the first game. But yeah, the first game week is about to start tomorrow officially on the 21st of August. The English Premier League season starts. So, we will go with. Let's see, should I go from top to bottom or bottom to top? We have Hull, Coventry. Oh, tough, tough, tough. Let's go with a 20th place. As for 20th place, this is tough. I don't think Coventry finished 20th. I'm more leaning towards Ipswich. I don't know why, to be honest, but this is very tough. Sunderland? I don't think so. But they haven't. I don't think they've made any transfers this window. That's tough. Let's go for Ipswich Town. I think they will be 20th. The thing is, I think Hull City will stay up, but I really want Coventry to stay up because I just like Coventry. So this is gonna be tough, but I don't think they will stay up, unfortunately. And then I don't think Leeds go down. Realistically, if I'm looking at my options, I think Hull, Forest, and Sunderland. I think it's gonna be one of these three. You know what? I'm just gonna put them right here because, and I'll check them later on. Oops. Yeah. Hull, Forest. So one of these three will go down. I haven't decided who yet. Anyway, we're just gonna leave them like that. I think. Ooh. See, it's very tough because there are a lot of high quality teams. Newcastle are losing players. Spurs have a really good manager. I really like De Zerbi. And they've made some insane signings. They got, what's his name? Fernandez from West Ham for like, what was it, 90 million, 80 million? I don't remember. They've spent like around 200 million, I think, this transfer window. I think so, yeah. So they're definitely not going to be 15th. It's Brentford, that's too high up for them. Should I do... Yeah, I think Brentford will be around here. I really don't want Hull to go down. And I don't want Forest to go down either. Like, I don't want any of these teams to go down. But you know what? We have to spice it up a little bit. If we just go for the promoted teams to go down, that's just boring. I'm just gonna put... Sorry, Brentford going down 18th. Forest 16th, Sunderland 15th. I'm happy with that so far. I think Leeds will be 14th. I'm fine with that. Palace, unfortunately, go back to being 13th. Although they did win the Conference League, and I think they will have a very decent run in the Europa League, but who knows? I think they will be safe from relegation. For now, I'm gonna put them 13th, and later on I will see. Uh, Bournemouth. No more Andoni Iraola. Hmm. 12th. Then we have Fulham, Everton, Brighton are my next. I don't know. So 11th, 10th, and 9th. Newcastle as well, they haven't really done much this transfer window. Okay, let me just get these guys down here. So Fulham right here and Brighton. Oh my god, it's so sensitive. Okay, so this is my top, I don't know, top 10-ish. But who misses out? I think Brighton miss out. I think Brighton get 11th, Everton get 10th. Hmm. Actually, I don't know if I think I might put Everton here. Because Newcastle, they lost Bruno Guimaraes. They aren't really making any, I don't know, any promising signings, to be honest. I don't know about Newcastle. Mm, this is tough. I'll put Everton at ninth. Fulham, top 8, possibly Conference League. New manager. They've also signed Gonzalo, Cesar Palacios from Real Madrid. They even got the manager from Real Madrid, Alvaro Arbeloa. Now this is where it gets interesting. This is the toughest one to predict, you know. Villa are losing players. They lost Konza. They are about to lose Ollie Watkins. They lost Tielemans. But Unai Emery is such a good manager, you know. I think Villa finished top 5, and last season top 5 meant you get Champions League football, and they are the Europa League winners. They lost in the Super Cup final. I believe it was 2-1 against PSG, but they are the current Europa League champions. I'm gonna put Villa top 4. Now this is tough. No Pep Guardiola, no Rodri. Savinho is potentially on his way out to Spurs. Ooh. No Casemiro for Manchester United, which is very interesting because he scored some really important goals for them last season. Rashford is back. Hmm. And I don't think Arsenal go back to back. It's tough though. Chelsea don't have the quality to finish third. Chelsea at best, I think, will be fifth. They have Xabi Alonso, who is a really good manager, but they just have too many players. Their squad is so annoying. I would hate to be the Chelsea manager. Well, I would hate to manage the squad. I would happily be the manager. I'll take the money. You won't win. So is it gonna be United or Chelsea? Chelsea went a season without Europe. United are back in the Champions League. I think Spurs get. Thing is, I really like De Zerbi. This is so tough to predict. But anyway, let's go down here. So Ipswich, Coventry are the two teams that I think will get relegated. I would love for Coventry to stay up. I just think it's very tough. I'm choosing between Hull and Coventry, and I decided to go for Hull. Actually, I'll do this. I think Brentford go down simply because I don't want Hull City to go down. I, as I said, it would be too boring to just predict the three teams that came up to go down immediately. So I'm keeping one of them up, and that means that I have to sacrifice a Premier League team, and unfortunately, it is Brentford. It, it was going to be one of these three, Sunderland, Forest, or Brentford. I think Leeds are just about safe. So yeah, I'm going to go with Brentford, Forest 17th, scraping by. Good season for Hull City. It would be good for them to finish 16th. Sunderland 15th. That's simply because. Ooh. I think they have a better squad than Leeds, but they haven't made any signings. I mean, they haven't spent anything. It doesn't really matter whether it's 14th or 15th. I'm gonna put them 14th simply because of Granit Xhaka, and if he still stays at Sunderland, I think he's just too good. Actually, yeah, yeah, I like that. Palace 14th, Leeds 15th, Sunderland 13th, Bournemouth. Hmm, a very interesting squad. Very interesting squad. But no more Andoni Iraola, and that's a big loss for Bournemouth. A huge loss. I'm gonna do this. Yeah, I think Brighton will fall, Bournemouth 12th, Sunderland 11th. That's respectable. Because they still have a good squad. I can't put them here. I just can't. And right next to Newcastle. That's fun. Would be crazy, but no, I still think Newcastle just a bit better than them. Then we have Everton 9th, Fulham. I think Fulham will have a really good season. I really like Alvaro Arbeloa. I think they've made some really good signings. New striker, new midfielder. They could even potentially get Thiago Pitarch from Real Madrid. So that would be four signings from Real Madrid. Gonzalo is a really good signing. Cesar Palacios, he's good, but not proven enough. But still, a young lad has worked with Arbeloa before. Very good. Everton, these I think these five right here are fighting for Europe. Yeah, I think they will be very close with points. Newcastle, I still believe in Newcastle. They got a new manager though, no more Eddie Howe. They got a manager from uh I don't remember, was it Saudi or Qatar or I don't know, one of those leagues. But yeah, this has to be a fight for Europe right here. Spurs, see, this is tough because, as I said, I really like De Zerbi, and Spurs have made some really good signings. So and they could even get Savinho from City. So this is very tough. City have lost Rodri, they've lost Bernardo Silva. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. They've lost Pep Guardiola, which is huge. They lost the Community Shield to Arsenal. I'm not confident in Manchester City. I still think they have quality to finish top 5, but I'm not really confident. United, I don't know. I like what Carrick is doing. I still need to see more of their attack. I think they've been solid at the back, The midfield is fine. Casemiro is a big loss. Let's see if Tielemans and was it Santos? I forgot the name, but the Brazilian lad they signed. Because the Ederson deal fell through. So I think Ederson would have been a really good signing for United. I'm talking about the midfielder, not the goalkeeper. Hmm. This is very tough, by the way. I think I'm gonna leave it like this. So Chelsea 6th, United 5th, and City 4th. So now we have this. And I don't know what to do here. I think Liverpool and Arsenal will have a good battle. The thing is, I didn't think Villa would do much last season, and they finished 4th. I had them finishing like, I know I didn't make a video, but in my own predictions, I believe I had them finishing like 6th or 7th. I'm not too sure, but they finished top 4. They won the Europa League. So I just can't go against Unai Emery anymore. I know they're losing players, as I said, losing Tielemans, Luca Digne, who is a big loss for uh, Villa. Sorry, I don't know. Hmm. Uh, you know, I really want to do this because, again, as I said, with these predicting the 3 teams that have come up to go down is boring. And again, predicting Arsenal, Liverpool, City to win the league would be boring, even though I don't see City in the conversations. I think I don't know. It's hard to do what Guardiola did, and everyone is like, "Oh yeah, but they just throw money and everything." Yeah, but they threw money. They spent a billion. They spent more than a billion. They couldn't do anything. Sure, they had a good season with Thomas Tuchel. That's about it. They almost got relegated twice. They won the Europa League, sure. It doesn't mean that they weren't close to being relegated. These two have spent a lot, and they haven't had the success that Man City has had. Champions League, like what, 6 Premier League titles? Or was it 5, 6? I don't know. Maybe more, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's not just, oh, big spenders. If you spend big, the manager doesn't matter. No, it 1,000,000% matters because they couldn't do crap. Especially Manchester United, who spent loads and loads and loads, and they just kept switching managers to a point where I think they have finally realized that it was not the manager's fault most of the time. They got rid of Ruben Amorim, they got rid of Jose Mourinho, Ole. Eventually, they realized that the problem is the players, so they started getting rid of the players. And United got Champions League and they finished third. By this logic, they should still get Champions League even if they finish fifth, which is completely fine, by the way. Arsenal, they signed Bruno Guimaraes. They signed one of my favorite players, which is Christo Zolis. I don't know how to say his name. He is a Norwich flop, but went on to Club Brugge and just, oh my god, he tore Belgium apart. So good. In preseason, he's been really good. I really like him. I think he's gonna potentially be Premier League Player of the Season. But the only reason I'm not putting Arsenal or potentially Liverpool as the winners is simply because I do not want to just do boring predictions. I want to spice it up a little, you know. I didn't believe in Unai Emery. He proved me wrong. This time I'm gonna believe in him, which is probably gonna go catastrophic. They'll finish like eighth, and Chelsea will win the league. Sure, whatever. Uh, yeah. No, I screw it. Villa are your 2026-27 season champions. Yeah, Premier League champions. Liverpool will finish. Ooh. Hmm. Screw it. Liverpool will finish second. Second, they have Andoni Iraola. They've made some decent signings. They've lost Konate. They've signed Araujo on loan, which is very interesting. Also, Jeremy Jacquet, I think. Well, I know they have signed him. I just don't know if that's his name. I might be saying the wrong name. But yeah, interesting signings from Liverpool. They've lost Mohamed Salah, which is a big loss. As I said, they've lost Ibrahima Konate, both for free. But still, sooner or later, they would have needed to replace Mohamed Salah. I'm surprised they didn't go for Tzolis. Very surprised. I know they're in the race for Bradley Barcola, and I haven't checked the news today or yesterday, so I don't know if they picked him up. Unfortunately, I haven't been caught up too much with football for the past few days because I've gotten a puppy and he got sick and I've had to take care of him. So most of my attention has gone to him, which is why this video is going up so late and is being made so late. So yeah, I hope the puppy will be fine. He's been tired all day, hasn't moved much. He's just been resting the whole day, so yeah. I had him to the vet, gave him a vaccine and everything that he needed, gave us some pills for him. So we are hoping that he will be fine. He's around 2 months old, I think. But yeah, I found him abandoned on the road. Very sad. And saw one exactly like him that was ran over. So I felt very sad for him. I didn't want him to have the same fate. So I got him. And I've had him for. Yesterday would have been a month that I've had him in. I've had him, yeah. I think he was around 3 weeks when I got him. Like, he looked that small, so I'm gonna assume it was about 3 weeks. So yeah, he's currently sick, but he is getting better. And I hope that by tomorrow or Saturday he will be completely fine. Continuing with the treatment that the vet has prescribed for him. So yeah. Anyway, enough puppy talk. This is my Premier League tables. So Villa first, Liverpool second, Arsenal third, City fourth, and if Premier League get fifth again for the Champions League, then these five teams will make the Champions League yet again, which is the exact same from last season, just different standings. It was City second, United third, now I have City fourth, and United fifth. Chelsea making Europa League. Spurs going from relegation battle to 7th. Fulham, a very decent season. I wouldn't be surprised if they finished higher. I would be very surprised if they go below 13th. I think 13th is the lowest that Fulham can finish. I like what they've done this window. I I just think they have a really good squad. Everton ninth, they could go higher. As again, I don't think they will go below 13th. Newcastle, it's a bit tough to predict. New manager, a lot of players being sold, and so on. But still, I believe in them. Sunderland, I had them at like 15th, or yeah, I had them at 15th, I think, and I put them up to 11th. I still think they have a good squad. Bournemouth 12th, Brighton 13th. Crystal Palace going down to 14th. Be the Conference League champions. They will play Europa League football, and maybe that will. I don't know. I feel like if I am Palace, I would really send it in the Europa League because they have a good squad. They could potentially go far and even win it. Who knows? Leeds 15th, Hull City, the relegation side that I chose to stay up. Well, not the relegation side, the promoted side that I chose to stay up. Every single time well, every single season I chose one of the three new teams to stay up, sometimes even two, but I remember when Leeds got promoted, I chose them to stay up. When Villa got promoted, I chose them to stay up, and then they finished 17th. And I remember they were celebrating as if they had won the league. I remember Grealish and everyone celebrating. So that was fun. And the Roy Keane. Just watching Roy Keane on that is like, what are they celebrating for? That's their job. You don't see us celebrating for finishing 17th. That was hilarious. God bless Roy. Forest 17th, scraping by. Unfortunately for Brentford and the Bees, I chose them to be relegated. And it was very hard for me to pick between Hull City and Coventry. Even Ipswich, but like they came up, went down, came up again. I won't be surprised if they go down again. So yeah, out of I just wanted either Hull or Coventry, so I didn't. Whoever I would have chosen to stay up, I wouldn't have put in the other one 20th, which is why I put Ipswich 20th, because realistically, it's not that it makes that big of a difference because you're going down either way, but still. Yeah, I'm fine with this. Continue. How many points will the champions get in total? 89. I accept. Oh boy. This is gonna be interesting. I don't know. But screw it, who cares? These are my 2026-27 Premier League predictions. Aston Villa are the champions. Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City in the Champions League, potentially Manchester United as well. Chelsea back to European football under Xabi Alonso. Spurs also from relegation battle to 7th, basically getting themselves Conference League football. Fulham, Everton, Newcastle, and Sunderland battling it out for Europe against Spurs and Chelsea. Bournemouth, Brighton, Palace, and Leeds will be fine. Hull City, Forest, Brentford fighting in the relegation battle, and unfortunately, I think Coventry and Ipswich will go right back down. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Leave your predictions down below. I know these aren't very realistic predictions, but I didn't want to do just fully realistic ones because it would be boring. It would be very boring. I wanted to mix it up a little. Later on, when the Champions League groups, well, it's not groups anymore, it's just one huge league with like 34 teams or 36, whatever it is. When that gets revealed, I will do a Champions League prediction as well. I will do one for the league and another video for the playoffs and so on. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know your predictions down below. Thank you very much for watching. Send prayers for my puppy and have a good one. Peace.